The 12-bar blues lesson for Will Gammon. First off, make sure your guitar's in tune. I'm to the standard tuning right now. A440. That'll put you in the ballpark. Alright, so I'm going to start off with just the key of E. So the main chords that we're going to be using are E, E7, A, A7, and B7. And I can write these chords out for you a little bit later, or you can look them up on any chord book. It's pretty easy. So a basic 12-bar blues, basically, 12 bars just means 12 measures of music. So if we're counting in 4/4 time, doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and every 4 counts is a bar. Okay? So a standard form for a 12-bar blues, and I'll show you a standard form, I'll show you a variation. First off, it's just the simplest way probably to play it would be doing just a riff, which I would call the E thing, because the open E string rings open the whole time. We have our first finger on the A string 2nd fret. And then I'm putting my ring finger over on the A string 4th fret. So I'm going 2, 2, 4, 4, 2, 2, 4, 4. Just that simple motion is a beginning blues thing. Now, so count-wise, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... So that's one way that we can play the A thing. I'm sorry, the E thing. And I call it that because the E string's open. The next thing that we would do would be the A thing, which is just like it, except the A string is open. We're fretting the D string on the 2nd fret. So we're going 2, 2, 4, 4, 2, 2, 4, 4 again. So count-wise, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay. And then the final thing would be the B thing. Now this one's a stretch. This one's a little bit harder to do. I have your index finger on the A string 2nd fret. I have the D string on the D string on the 4th fret with my ring finger. I'm sorry, with my middle finger. Some people like doing it with their ring. I find that I can stretch a little bit further with my pinky. If I use my middle finger, it's kind of almost like I'm making a peace sign. In the 2nd fret, 4th fret, on the A and D string. A string 2nd fret is the note B, so E thing, A thing, B thing. That's our basic building blocks for the 12-bar blues. So now what we have to do, 12 bars or 12 measures. The first 4 bars that we're going to play are going to be the E thing. The next 2 bars that we're going to play are A, so we're up to 6 measures or bars of music. Then we're going to go back to the A thing for 2, which puts us up at 8. Then we do the B thing 1 time for 9, the A thing 1 time for 10 measures, back to the E thing for 1 or 2 measures, and that would be 12, or we might do the E thing for 1 measure and then a turnaround for the final measure. And that's our 12 bars. And so what that means is that cycle just keeps repeating for as long as we play the song. So I'm going to give you an example of playing a fairly straight 12-bar blues with no frills, no turnaround, and then I'm going to show you how we can spice it up a little bit. So the very first thing is just getting the structure. E thing 4 times, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 2nd time, 3rd time, 4th time, and then the A thing for 2 times, back to the E thing for 2 times. Now we're going to switch to the B thing 1 time, A thing 1 time, E thing 2 times. And that's our form. Okay, so that's probably the simplest way to play a 12-bar blues in the key of E. Okay, that's one way of doing it. Now, I'm going to show you some variations on that. We're still going to keep the simple form, But this time, instead of going 2, 2, 4, 4, we're going to put our pinky down on the 5th fret and go 5, 5, 4, 4. So the fret, right there I was just saying the names of the fret that you're playing on the A string. The E string is open the whole time. So count-wise, it's still 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4th time. Now we switch into the A thing with our new variant. 2 times. Back to the A thing. 2 times. Now the B thing. A thing. B thing. So there's our basic 12 bar there. So the only difference when we do the B, where we're doing the 2 and 4 and then 2 and 6, this far stretch over to the 7th fret, that's probably the hardest. Yeah, like when I first started playing guitar, I think it took me about a year before I could do that. Your finger will stretch there. Yeah, and if you have to, lift your other fingers up to make the stretch happen. Okay, so there's a variation. Now, so that gives us a basic thing. Now this time I'm going to do a turnaround. So the turnaround usually happens in the last measure or the last 2 measures. And what that is kind of like a signal to everybody, we're going to go back to the top of the progression and start all over again. So if we're coming off of a B thing to an A thing to an E thing, here 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so that's the 11th measure. Okay, then here I'm going 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So this 1 and 2 and takes up the last measure of the song, and then we can start all over again. So the nice thing about that is it kind of signals to us that, like, okay, we're getting ready for a new verse, or we're getting ready for a new way of playing it. Now, so check this out. I could play through one time. Straight, simple way, the first way that I showed you. The only thing I'm going to do different this time is add the turnaround. Second time, I'm playing the different E riff. A riff is still 2 measures. Back to the E for 2 measures. The B, A, E riff, and then the turnaround. So now we have 2 different ways. Actually, we can kind of, if we just play it straight with no turnaround, the second way with no turnaround, the first way with the turnaround, the second way with the turnaround, okay? First way, first time, second way, second time, both with turnarounds. We've got 6 or 8 different ways that we can play through that progression right now. The important thing is that it always equals 12 bars, okay? All right. Now, so that's a very nice little intro to an easy way to play the blues.